Have you ever noticed you can be a huge fan of a sports team, but you actually never step on the field? You can know all the players' names, you can know all the stats, you can even put on a jersey, but it actually doesn't make you part of the team. That just means you're a fan. I actually think a lot of Christians have the same problem today. They know a lot about Jesus. They go to church. They do the things that they think Jesus wants them to do, but they never actually get on the field. I wonder if that's where a lot of us are with Jesus today. We know about him, we read about him, we agree with a lot of the things that he says, but are we actually following him? Maybe you've been a Christian for years. Maybe you've gone to church since you can remember and you believed in Jesus for as long as you can remember. But here's a question I think worth asking. Is there a difference between admiring Jesus and actually following Jesus? When Jesus began his ministry, he didn't just go around saying, "Here are facts about me." He actually told people to follow him. Matthew 4:19 says, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." You see, Jesus didn't just recruit fans. He actually recruited followers. That is what was important, because I don't know if you've realized this or not, but the fans in the stands never determine the outcome of the game. So the question we have to come to is, what is a disciple? Jesus tells us in Luke 6:40, "A disciple is not above his teacher, but everyone, when he is fully trained, will be like his teacher." Did you catch that? Fully trained. A disciple isn't someone who just continually follows the teacher. He's someone who eventually becomes just like the teacher. He becomes fully trained as the disciple. Think about sports, since we're using that analogy. Nobody ever becomes a great athlete because they watch a lot of film, or because they think about it, or because they dress the part, or not even because they get really good sleep at night. It's those who practice the craft over and over and over again who become great. They go through practice, repetition, mistakes, do it again, growth. Then they go home, they sleep, they prepare, and they do it all again the next day. That is what discipleship should look like each and every day in the Christian life. My friends, God isn't asking you for perfection. He's actually inviting you into practice. No tryouts, not a performance test, just practice each and every day. And Jesus even makes this clearer. We see in Luke 9:23, he says, "If anyone will follow me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me." But I don't know if you caught it. I left out a word in that verse, daily. Let him deny himself daily, take up his cross, and follow me. You see, guys, discipleship isn't a one-time thing or a once-a-week thing. It's not a Sunday thing or a Wednesday night thing. It is a daily thing. A disciple would follow his rabbi every day, morning to night. Because discipleship isn't one major lifetime decision. It's a series of millions of decisions throughout the rest of your life. Each day, each hour, each minute, we have to decide to continue taking up that cross and following Jesus. That's true discipleship. I want to invite you to envision this for a second. What would our communities look like if every disciple chose to daily take up his cross and truly live like Jesus lived? The needy would have their needs met. The hurt would find comfort. They would see his real presence through his people. Jesus tells us in John 13:35, "By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." It's never been about how much we know, but it's always been about how much we love. This vision can seem overwhelming, changing the whole world, making daily choices. But let me tell you something that I used to tell my guys when I managed a Jimmy John's. There were many times when we would get super busy for a lunch rush or a dinner rush, and everybody would get frustrated, and I could see that they were kind of getting anxious and in the weeds. And I would say, "Hey guys, one sub at a time. We're just making one sub at a time, one ticket at a time. Don't worry about those other 20. They'll be there. We're just going to do one at a time." And that's how we approach discipleship each and every day. One at a time. When God puts something into our lives, we fulfill that task, and then we move on to the other. And if we faithfully continue to do that, we will impact so many more people in situations than we could have ever thought possible. So guys, we just trust and obey God. We impact each and every person and circumstance that he puts in our vicinity. We wake up and we do it again tomorrow. And guys, this invitation doesn't begin with a grand gesture. I give you permission to start exactly where you are. You can start at home. You can start at your job. You can start in your school. Every place you go gives you an opportunity to interact with people and truly make life-changing choices. So here's your disciple lab this week. I want you to pray to God to reveal one person in your life that he wants you to impact. And when God puts that person in front of you, I want you to actually act in faith and follow through. Just ask yourself one question: how can I follow Jesus by loving this person today? And when you do that, that's your one at a time. And then pray for God to put someone else in your life, and do that over and over. And over time, you will have impacted hundreds or even thousands of people if you stay consistent. And my friends, the beauty about discipleship is it doesn't stop there. If you can interact with these people and change their lives, then they can end up doing the same for others, and it has a domino effect. Don't worry about changing the world in one day. Just worrying about trusting and obeying God each and every day. The Bible tells us that the harvest is many and the workers are few. Since we're going with sports analogies, this reminds me of the saying, ministry is a lot like football. There are 22 players running around on the field in desperate need of rest. And there are tens of thousands of people in the stands in desperate need of exercise. Guys, let me tell you this. There is no JV on Jesus' team. We're all on the varsity, and we're all expected to play the game. So when we don't participate, it actually hurts the team. So remember, Jesus didn't call you into the stands. He called you onto the field. So let's play the game as hard as we can each and every day.